Can you see?
Yep, I'm showing them.
Okay, so these peppers look disgusting. They look like they're completely burned, but actually they're fine. We've just broiled them for about 10 minutes on each side so that they look charred and their skins will come right off. So, Dana, why don't you come over here and stand up for a second. Bring the camera over here. That is what they look like when they've been steamed for about 10 minutes in a covered bowl. And that's what we're gonna do with the peppers that just came out of the oven. These are gonna come out. And all those little juices that come seeping out into the bowl, we're gonna save those juices and put them into the soup. So let's point it at the cutting board, because that's what we're going to be working on right here. Is see how this skin peels right off? That's what you want. You want it to come right off. So here I'm just scraping out the seeds and discarding those. And just use a spoon, they come right out. Just kind of cut the strings if they're attached. Doesn't matter if there's a couple in there, but you want most of them gone, and then you can slice them. Careful of your fingers. There we go.
I'm filming this.
You're filming this?
Yeah.
That doesn't look too good, does it? So these are coming right out of their skins, which is a good thing. But if they don't, I'll show you how to take the skins off pretty quick. So you can give them a little whack with the knife. You hold it flat so the blade is away from you and out of the way and angled down, and then you go like that. And that, you can peel this right off. See? Like that. All right, and now we're just going to give them a little trim the little tops off of them, and we'll chop them very fine. Let's get this all out of the way, and then we'll slice them. Okay, I think that's really fine. Well, maybe a little more. And then just put it in here for later. And we'll move on to the shallots. These are handy because they have a flat side already, so they don't roll so much. All right, you're gonna come onto this side, go behind me. So I'm a lefty. So you're gonna hold the onion and you're gonna cut in layers, starting from the lowest, and you're not gonna cut all the way through. There's a root end here that holds the whole onion together, and I'm keeping that intact, because that's going to help me keep the stack together. Then I'm going to cut it down this way. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to peel this slippery layer off because I want to keep my fingers. Again, I'm not going all the way through to the end. And now across this way, and you get a nice chop that way.
That is awesome.
Is that awesome? All right, so that's what I'm going to do for all of these until I get about 2 cups. My nose is starting to run. You don't need to show that. So go across. Now we're going to go this way. Now we're going to go this way. We need about 2 tablespoons because we're making a double batch. This is thyme. It's very fragrant. Smells great. Yum. The best way to remove the leaves is to do it like this to get it off the stem. Just run your fingers right across. Sometimes it'll break. The tips are more tender, but the bottom parts of the stem are very woody, and that's not always the kind of mouthfeel that you want in a soup or anything else for that matter. So you start as high as you can where you feel like you won't break it, and you just kind of pull it down. sliced and ready to go here. We've got our chopped up shallots. We wanted 2 cups, but it's about 1.5 cups. We have about 4 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of thyme, some of the leftover juices from the pepper, and some chicken stock. We're actually going to be using a mixture of chicken stock and water because we don't have enough chicken stock. Chicken stock is just basically chicken broth, but homemade, and you use the bones as well as the meat, and it makes a really tasty broth for soup or for risotto, whatever you want to use it for. So I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. This is just extra virgin olive oil out of one of those big jugs over there. I put it in this jar so that it's not glugging all over the place when I try to pour it. We're going to add the shallots. It's a nice sound right there. Add the shallots, the garlic, and the thyme. You want to do that? You want to pour that in? Go ahead. All right, thank you. And we're going to just cook that for, I'm going to turn the heat down to medium. Salt in there too. Here, you get the pepper grinder right there? Get the pepper grinder. Bring it over and do a couple cracks over the top.
How many?
4. A couple more.
How many more?
2. All right. Good. So you can put it back. I'm going to set aside some strips of red pepper for garnish. I'm going to get some of the really pretty, bright red ones. Okay, I think we're ready. Ooh, we're starting to get browning, so that's not what we want. So we're going to go ahead, put the peppers in. Oh my. That smells good. All right, we're going to add some liquid. We have the stock. And we have about 2 cups of stock. I'm going to add some water. This is chicken stock. I'm going to add about, 4 cups of water. So we're going to bring this to a boil right now. I'm going to actually add this too, which is some of the pepper liquid. And so we're going to cook this until the peppers are really super soft. All the vegetables are really soft. And then we're going to puree it and add some cream and a little vinegar, salt and pepper. And then we'll have a nice, we'll blend it up, have a nice creamy soup. So the soup has simmered for what ended up being about 30 minutes. Now it has cooled off for a couple hours. So we are ready to blend it. Now you can use a regular blender as long as your soup is cool and there's not too much steam to cause the top to explode off. So I just switched over to the regular blender because I wanted something really smooth and I wasn't getting it with my old stick blender. So this is super silky smooth. I'm pouring it back into the pot because theoretically you're going to reheat it right now so you can serve it, but we're actually bringing this to a party. So I'm going to add everything I need to add, and then but I'm not going to reheat it. I'm just going to pour it into a container and bring it over to the party. Stir in a little bit of cream. I'm going to start with a cup. No, I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup and see how that looks. This is heavy cream. And then I'm going to put a little bit of vinegar in it. The original recipe calls for red wine vinegar, but I'm going to use sherry vinegar. So I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon and see how that tastes. And I put in some extra salt when I was pureeing the soup. I put in at least 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, but just taste it and see how it tastes, and if you need more, add more. I'm gonna see how this is. Oh, cayenne. That's what I forgot. This will give it a little heat. Just a little bit of hot cayenne. All right, let's see how this tastes. That's really good. And so then we'll garnish it with the sliced red peppers that we set aside. And we'll also sliver up some basil. A nice bowl of soup with red peppers and basil.